The Pat Pod, hanging with the Hickey Squad, think he's cool. We do too. Listen up, he speaks the truth. The Pat Pod, be a part of Hickey Squad. No more singing, go, go, go. This is the Pat Hickey Show.
Okay. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, hi there, welcome. This is the Pat Hickey Show. I'm Rusty Humphries, he's Pat Hickey, and before we even get started, would you please, it's driving Pat nuts, okay? His Instagram is going up, but you're not on there. Why is that? How do we go to your, what's the Instagram account?
HickeyNum1.
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 Right.
I believe that's it. Or Pat Hickey. What would it be Instagram? I don't know.
You don't even know?
I think it's
okay,
HickeyNum1.
Well, it's here on the screen.
Yeah, it's
right
on
there.
here. Right on the screen right there.
It's right there. So we've got that. So please go to Instagram and subscribe. And Facebook, it's the same thing?
Same thing. Same exact thing.
HickeyNum1.
Right. Yeah.
And then
and Twitter.
Twitter?
And Twitter. Yeah, I'm on Twitter too.
Do you have a favorite?
Tweet. No, what?
Do you have a favorite? Which one you're on?
No, I like them all.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see you on Facebook a lot.
Yeah. Well, that's because old guys. That's old guys are on Facebook. But I'm trying to get younger, on the other ones.
You're a cool hipster.
Yeah.
All right. Now, when you were a youngster, we've all received advice in our times.
Right.
Is there one piece of advice that stuck out that you go, you know what, man, I'm so glad.
Man, I got to tell you, there is, well, a billionaire once told me, hey, don't eat like an elephant and shit like a canary. And I thought that was good advice. Okay. Eat like an elephant and shit like a canary. I'm like, what does that mean, right? Elephant. And then when you figure it out, you're like, oh, okay, I get it. But the best advice I ever got was probably to, when I look at I've got a lot of advice from a lot of smart people. I wish I would have listened better. But the first part of advice that I would say that I got was save $10,000, put it away like you never had it, and then and then save another $10,000, and then invest that, and then go to work, and act like that 20 grand you never had. And it was probably the best advice because as a salesperson, when you have 20,000 in the bank, you act like you got 20 million. So, but if you have zero in the bank, you're acting like you have negative 20 million. So that 20,000 gives you confidence, gives you an ability that if there's an emergency, you're not, panicked. It gives you the ability when a customer says no to not freak out and like broom him to go get another one. Mm-hmm. So I would say that here, money's not going to solve the problem that you have, but money does give you the confidence to say, hey, I don't have to freak out. I don't have to be emotional. I can be more logical. When you have no money, you're very, very emotional because you're fearful, and fear is an emotion. So I would say that, the 10, I call it 10-10, save 10, and then put it away like you never had it. Put it somewhere you can't touch it, then take another 10,000 and invest it. So then you have a multiple streams of income from your job plus that 10,000 invested, and then and with 20,000 in the bank, I've never met a salesman that has 20,000 that didn't act like he was a millionaire.
Right. I mean, it's great advice. It sounds hard. I mean, when you did that, how old were you when you got that advice? How long did it take you to get that?
22.
Okay, so that sounded like $1 million to you.
Yeah, and it is, but you got to start, save 500, then you save 1,000, then you save 1,500, then it's got to be small increments to get to the 10,000. Mm-hmm. But again, until you have that 20,000, it is amazing how your life changes when you have 20,000 in the $20,000 in the bank, versus when you're a broke salesman and you're like, man, I don't know where I'm going to pay rent, or I don't know what I'm going to do to pay my child support, or I don't know what I'm going to pay. It's just, you're dealing out of fear versus strength. And those two differences, dealing out of fear or strength, determines how much money you're going to make.
Wow, okay. And you were able to do that? And that was one of the things that really got you to move forward?
It took me probably a year to figure it out. And then once I saved that money, that was probably why I use that as the best advice, is that's probably the breaking point when I started making a lot of money and I started saving money. So, because then once you get to 20, then it goes to 30, 40, 100, 100, 200, 300, and it just keeps going up from there. As long as because you get in the habits of saving, then you start saving all the time. And then you're being thrifty to save instead of being just making money and spending it as fast as you can get it.
Did you, as you went through that and did that 20, did you find buying anything big? You put things off. You didn't buy a house, you rented. What would you suggest?
Sure. When you get that 10, when you're trying to save money, you're not buying stupid things, right? You're not going out to lunch every day. I wasn't buying Starbucks every day, $5 Starbucks, or Monsters every day at $1. So I was, I had a plan. I had to save X amount of money to get to my 10,000, so that it justified me not doing those things. When you don't have a goal to save 10,000, it's easy to go buy Starbucks for $5. It's easy to go, a Monster for this. It's easy to go out to lunch every day. It's easy to go out to dinner every day. It's easy to go, just say, it's no big deal. It's just this. The no big deal. If you add up what you do every day, the small little things, you'll add up that you could have saved $1,000 a month.
Wow.
Easy. By just Starbucks, Monsters, going out to eat, not packing your lunch. Hey, not looking for cheaper gas. I remember I used to search for gas cheaper, which sounds crazy, but if you're driving a lot, if you could save even $100 a month, that's 100 closer to your 10 grand.
Yeah.
Which is 100 is only 25 a week. And if you're driving a lot, $25 a week is pretty easy to save.
Sure.
Right?
Awesome advice. Let's go with another advice that you give. Do you have a best advice that you give people that are working for you? That's first of all, that's
sure.
a great one. It's something. What do you do for your people?
Man, I would say that I say, hey, just outwork everybody. Be there earlier than everybody. Be there later. I don't care if you're not the smartest guy, but you outwork everybody. You have a really smart guy that doesn't work, but you have a guy that's not so smart that works harder than everybody. The hard worker is always going to win. Everyone's going to choose to him. Everyone's going to gravitate to him. All the fellow employees are going to pick him. So even if you're not the smartest, just work the hardest. That's how I got by. I definitely wasn't the smartest.
Yeah.
I was always the dumbest kid in the smartest row. Or wait, I was the smartest kid in the dumbest row. That's what I was.
Was it? Was that the smartest kid in the dumbest row?
Yeah, I was the smartest kid in the dumbest row. And they were more fun to hang out with anyway.
Sure.
Those smart kids were boring, man. Yeah.
I know one of the other things that is important to you is being on time. If you're, 15 minutes early?
Lombardi time, 15 minutes earlier, you're late, right? If you're not, of course, to get your day started no matter what you do, you should be early. Because if you just show up right on time, it looks like you're sloppy. It looks like you're not prepared. It looks like you're not organized. You're 15 minutes early, you're earlier than everybody. People think you're prepared. They think you're organized. They think they automatically assume you're smarter and better and faster than the guy next to you just because you're earlier.
So save some money.
Save some money. Hey, always save for a rainy day. 10-10's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Be early and work harder than everybody else.
All right, that's great.
You
want me to give you one that I got?
I love it.
I maybe have told this one. I met Ross Perot. You remember that guy?
Man, I love Ross Perot. I wish he would have won president.
I do too.
Man.
That
guy
great.
was smart.
He was awesome. Ross Perot, if you don't know, was a billionaire.
His ears were giant. Remember his ears? They were
had big ears. He talked like that.
That's right,
talk just like that.
Yeah.
And he was running for president.
Right.
And I got a chance to meet him one time for lunch. And I asked him, "What's your best advice?" He says, "I always go to the top man. Go to the top man." So when I was a little kid, I had a paper route, and I had a problem. I called the publisher of the paper. I said, "Sir, my name's Ross Perot. I have a problem." I told him the problem, and the problem got fixed lickety-split. So I tell everybody, go to the top man, top man.
How do you make your voice go, though? That's pretty good.
Pretty good like
that? That's pretty good. It's about 19 octaves higher. I don't think I could do that.
But it's great advice because if you get to know, for example, if you're working in this business, get to know the top guy like Pat Hickey, and that's one of the reasons that this show is so great because you're learning from the top guy.
Right. Hey, friends with the top guy never hurts.
Never.
Right. Especially like if you tend to go outside the lines a little bit, the top guy can save you. I've learned to align myself with the top guys because I tend to go out of the line sometimes. So I think that's great advice Ross Perot gave you. Align yourself with the top guy.
In what way did they keep you from going outside the line?
No, they don't stop you from going outside the lines.
They like it.
No. But you can at least get forgiveness from them and everyone between them and you.
I see.
They will save you. You know what I mean? That will save you, right? That'll save you.
Great advice, great show. Please subscribe to this program. Let people know. Just hit that subscribe button. Also, go to Pat's Facebook page and his Instagram page, and make sure you share and like and all those great things. Also, if you're in the mood for a brand new or used vehicle, Peoria Ford is a great place to go. Just go to peoriaford.com, or if you're talking about Surprise Ford too, they really like that place too.
We like Surprise Ford. Yeah, go to Peoria Ford or Surprise Ford. Right?
Either one.
Either one. Either
great.
one. They're both great Ford stores, and they're great both in Arizona.
And so go check those out. They're up there on the screen. We sure appreciate you. Thank you so much for checking us out. I'm Rusty Humphries. He's Pat Hickey, and this is the Pat Hickey Show.